What are the, let's call it, juiciest Hollywood crimes?
There was a man named Robert Leach who was a screenwriter. He worked on a television program with Alfred Hitchcock, and he worked in a couple of old movies, and not very well known, but he was 92 years old, and this guy who was about 25 broke into his home. It turns out the guy was on crystal meth, and he sawed Mr. Lee's head off with a kitchen knife. And he took the head and crossed over the back fence and broke into the home there. He placed Robert Lee's head on the bed, went into the other room where the gentleman that lived in that house was on the telephone making an airline reservation. And he took the fireplace poker and stabbed him, and he removed his penis. And meanwhile, this person on the phone is listening that was taking his reservation. So she called the police. The police arrived to find this man dead and this severed head in his bedroom. And the next day, the killer was arrested trying to break into Paramount Studios. It just got weirder and weirder and weirder. So yeah, that's my favorite one. It's unbelievable. You could not make that up. And of course, now that it's on the tour, the people that live in the house they're not big fans of our tour company.
You've also specialized in dead celebrity memorabilia. Do you have any favorite exhibits?
Well, let's see. I mean, you know what? I've been collecting weird things for years, and I never really thought anything of it. And now it's become more of a life of its own. People send me things over the years. People had sent me 2 swatches of upholstery from the front seat of the car that Jane Mansfield was in when she was killed. I have a piece of linoleum from the floor that Senator Robert Kennedy laid on when he died. He was assassinated in 1968. Let's see, what are some of the other things that I have? Oh, when Sharon Tate's home was destroyed in 1993 to build a new home, I liberated a large portion of the fireplace from the room where the murders happened. Now, it's not everybody's, cup of tea. A lot of people would say this is horrible, and that's fine. I don't judge them, but to me, this is history. It may not be the history that everyone else embraces, but it's become my job to make sure that these things stay here on some level. So I never thought anything of it, but now I'm realizing they're actually, they're precious, I think. These are things that are gone mostly forever. So I can't afford to spend, $5 million on a home, but if they knock it down, I can certainly steal a few bricks from it, and that's important to me. I know it's silly. It's just been something that meant a lot to me and still does. So yeah, so I love it when I get to add things to my collection, and I love it that people feel that they can share things with me. I had a gentleman that sent me a shotgun shell from a box of ammunition that Ernest Hemingway had held in his hand before he was killed. He chose a shotgun shell from this particular box of ammunition and shot himself and killed himself. And what I have is one of the shells he didn't choose from the very same box. It's an odd little piece of history, but it is history.
So would you say your tour is not for everyone, just for those who are interested in morbid things?
I'll tell you, when on my regular Dearly Departed tour, I get a lot of people that bring their boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives on the tour for company. They're usually the husband or the wife comes on just to make the other one happy, and they're the ones that want to take the tour. And 8 times out of 10, that other person ends up really enjoying the tour almost more than the person that originally wanted to take the tour. They think, oh, it's going to be some hokey Hollywood tour, but they end up, it's not all dark. It's not all horrible. There are some, lighthearted moments on the tour. When it gets very dark, then shortly afterwards, I'll try to incorporate something that's not as horrible. But there are some horrible things. Now, the Lonely Planet Guide did a review of my tour once, and they said that it's creepy and hilarious, but not for the kids or the prissy. And I thought that was the perfect description of the tour. It's not for everybody, but for those that like it, they'll really like it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very, very much, Christian. Take care. Bye now.